Juma, we locked in with the Hood Journals.
So call me, then text me, you want me.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Call me and text me, you miss me.
Welcome to the Hood Journal Podcast. I'm here with
Juma.
my boy Juma. Alright, so I like to start off all my interviews by giving my guests a flowers of appreciation. So Juma, we were supposed to do this interview Wednesday. You booked the whole studio session. I apologize, I did bait on you. But I think you're a perfect person to know that everything happens for a reason. We have this nice scenery. You mind telling us where we at, or we gonna keep this anonymous?
Yo, we in East Harlem right now. I'm gonna keep the street anonymous, but we in East Harlem right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, shout out to all the East Siders, East Side of everything, East Africa, East New York, all that.
That's a fact. And feel me, you're a dope dude. You were such a great creative, showing me love. You was patient with me. I've been running around all day, but you was like, yo, bro, still pull up, let's lock in. And I'm excited to get this conversation going. Yeah. So the first question I want to get into, I might get a long answer out of you, I might get a short answer. When I first met you a year ago, you went by the name of Puma Juma. Now you go by just strictly Juma. What's the reason for that?
When you first met me, I was kind of like still understanding myself. I mean, obviously as a creative, we're growing every day, and as an artist, I'm growing every day. But when I first came in, I was like, let me do something fun. I didn't really like my name that much.
Okay.
I was like, no one can say it. It's so hard to say. Everyone's having problems pronouncing it. So I was like, let me just put Puma there.
Okay.
For me, like, if I put Puma there, then people will have a fun time saying it. It'll be bouncy. It'll be
right.
Like, you know?
It's catchy.
It's catchy. But then when I was like, all right, like, I want to be, like, what the fuck? Like, I want to be Juma. There's nobody out here named Juma. Like,
that's tough.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody. And that's like, you know, to my Muslim heritage, Juma means Friday. So even the significance in that, everyone loves Friday. So it's like, you know, I don't really care if everyone love me, but
right.
You know, everyone's gonna love Juma though.
Right. Most people, it's a situation where it's like, if you don't fuck with Juma, there's something wrong with you.
That's how I feel. I feel the same way.
Say that. I bet. So, feel me? We, like I said, we met. I think it was June 2021.
Yeah.
We're in June 2022. Talk to me about how has life transpired for you since our last conversation. What's the past 12 months been like for Juma?
Past 12 months, man, it's been a lot of learning. It's been a lot of failure, fall down, get back up. But majority of it's been a lot of learning.
Okay.
Like about myself, about the world, understanding the changes in it. It's been a lot of internal work, external work, figuring out things for yourself. You know, the worst thing about life is that not everything works for everybody. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like someone may tell you something, and then like you'll go around try to do that, and it doesn't work.
Right.
Because it was them that it worked for.
Right, but it won't work for you.
Right.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the failures that you experienced in the past year.
Failures. Failures. Damn. I got into a lot of shit this last year. Like, just like managing my time in the studio.
Okay.
How much time do I want to spend in the studio to be, you know, to get enough out of it? If I spend this amount of time, I got to do this on the other side. Managing social versus like, I guess being social versus being with family and being in the studio or being with a girl, whatever the case may be.
Just balancing all the factors of your life.
All of that. And the failures I've taken is like I always go too much on one side. You know, like if I'm in the studio, instead of doing 12, I'll do too much. You know what I'm saying? So that's the best thing about me though. Like one thing about me is when it's one thing, I'm going for it.
Right. So, talk to me a little bit about some of the successes that you've enjoyed in the past year, and also some of the other things you learned. You know, you talk a little bit about learning how to better balance things. You talk a little bit about learning how to. Damn, I just caught a brain fart. Talk to me about the successes that you've achieved in the past year.
Man, I've had a lot of success, man. Like I can't even complain. Like I'm not there yet, but I'm extremely happy with what I've done and what I've been able to. I don't want to say conquer, but learn through success. Because you learn through failure, but you also learn through success.
Right, that's a fact.
since we last spoke, I did like 6-7 shows, you know, coming from not doing any in the city to doing 7.
Right.
You know, doing big shows, packing out crowds, modeling and doing a lot of Fashion Week stuff, which was like super dope. But like my first Fashion Week ever was last fall. And I did my thing.
That's dope.
A lot of the successes have been through spirituality too. I've learned a lot about my spirit, like what I stand for, what I want to stand for.
Right. Got you. So before I ask you about the different avenues that you find yourself in, the different things that you tap into, I want to know first, who is J.U.M.A? How would J.U.M.A describe himself to someone that's never met him before? What is J.U.M.A about? What does J.U.M.A call himself? Let's talk about that.
Yo, J.U.M.A is like, you know, like I can only explain through what people call me.
Okay, so
you know what I'm saying? J.U.M.A's like the muse and the artist.
You said the muse and the artist?
The muse and the artist.
What does the muse mean?
The muse is like, he's like the guy where you're like, oh my God, I want to dress him up. Like I want to put him in this, or I can see him doing this, or like he could be this, like, oh you could be that, you could be this. It's like, and whatever vision you have of J.U.M.A.
Okay.
And then he's also the person who's also with the vision, the artist, person behind the camera.
What I get from that is like people can create a version of themselves that they see of you, and then you're also the creator, or you create your own version of yourself. Literally. That's weird. Talk to me a little bit about that double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword. It's a blessing and a curse, because it's like, imagine just speaking to somebody and it's like, yo, you should do this, you should do that, and like you have a whole vision, and like what they're saying doesn't sound bad, but it's like that's not
how you really feel deep
inside, you know. But people don't like that. People don't like when they can't tell you what to do. But you know, you gotta kind of stay on it. Right. I feel like J.U.M.A's everything. It's true though. Like I am really everything. Right. You know, like I really do a lot. I produce, I rap, I sing.
Sheesh.
I write. You know, I direct. I edit the video. You know, so it's like I'm into like all that stuff. It's not that it's just like you see me and I'm not that person.
Why do you feel the need to be everything? I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like, why do you? What's the importance for you in terms of like tapping into different fields, producing, editing, writing, creating music, modeling, fashion? Why do you feel the need to be tapping into a bunch of different creative spaces?
That's a good question. I feel like everything just wants to jump out at once. Like, I feel like it's like a creative force that just wants to jump out. Like, when it comes to making a sound, it's like sometimes it's hard to create without it being from scratch.
Right.
Sometimes it's hard to hear a beat and like, okay, let's go. Like sometimes you're like, let's get this sound and this sound, these drums, and let's put them all here and make it work. Or even with like fashion, it's like sometimes it's hard to model without making clothes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like when you're not making your own shit, it feels weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's tap into the music first. You dropped the album Odyssey. You dropped a couple of EPs. The name is losing me right now. Talk to me a little bit about some of the music that you've created, produced in the past year.
Lately, I feel like I've been trying to tap in with my emotions more.
Okay.
I've been trying to bring my emotion to the forefront of my music. I feel like I want to connect with artists. I want to connect with people. I want people to connect with me.
Okay.
Like, I think I started out a lot with a lot of braggadocious tone, and you know that's a part of rap and that's a part of music in general, in any genre, because there's moments for that. But as of late, I've been wanting to like connect with certain things I say. I want to like give people more of me.
The genuine you, I guess, rather than because you don't come off to me as a braggadocious person. Like you come to me as somebody that's humble, down to earth. So I fuck with that.
Right. You would never know unless you met me.
You right. Got you. Talk to me a little bit about Odyssey. Before we started recording, you said that's your baby. What do you remember most about making that album?
Odyssey was one of my favorite projects because it was the most I've ever been hands-on on a body of work.
Cool, okay.
It was the most I've ever had a vision and it came to life. The most memorable moment probably was recording a song called Remedy. Act 2 Remedy. I think that was so memorable to me because, you know, it's like a really sad song. And, you know, it's really good, but it's also like, going back to that, it's funny how like that song puts me in that space where I was every time. You know?
Why the name Remedy? What were you healing from?
I was healing from a woman. A woman, man.
What did you say? I forgot. You said something comes in the form. The devil, was it the devil comes in the form of groupie hoe? Was it that? That's exactly. Okay, shit. I've been paying attention. You heard? But talk to me. Well, if as much as you're comfortable, talk to me about what you were remedying from. I think I said that wrong, but
just like a situation with a woman. I have a lot of situations with women, man. Like, I love them. A lot of my music is about them. I feel like women is the greatest thing on earth.
And I'm pretty sure women love you. You're a good-looking dude, so feel me?
Good looking. But I feel like it's a storytelling thing, you know? So you talk about what you see, what you go through. And I was remedying from just, it was actually, I was asking for the remedies. Like, call me and text me and miss me. So I was kind of like, somebody tell me they miss me and they love me. It's like, after leaving that woman, it felt like, or whatever happened with that woman, it felt like I needed some love at that moment from somebody who could give it.
Right. Okay. You know? Bet. Why the name Odyssey for the project?
Odyssey because Odyssey's the journey. Odyssey means journey. It means like traveling, and I was traveling a lot last year. Not even on some tour shit, just like learning about the world and like what I really want out of music and life, and how I want to produce for the world. Because this whole shit is about giving to the people. This shit is not about me. Like, I made this sweater, but soon this sweater is gonna be on you. For me, soon it's gonna be on somebody else, not for me. You know? Right?
Because they're the people that have you keep on going. Like, even for me, I don't have a platform without people like you supporting me. So it's like, I'm doing this for you. You feel me? And I just happen to enjoy it. So I felt that. And then, what do you want to get out of this music? What is it that you're seeking? What are you trying to accomplish? Because I know you brought that up in your last answer. So what are you trying to accomplish with your music?
Dude, music, writing, it's like my main art form. It's the one thing that I go to every time. It's like, you know, when we were younger, it's like everyone kind of had their thing.
Right.
You know, some people had ball, soccer, or football. And I had like those too. But it was always like, I wasn't able to express my emotions unless I had a beat.
Okay.
I wasn't able to like talk to people unless I had a beat, like say true things. It seems like it's almost like a way to give my diary out to people without saying too much.
I guess it's your emotional outlet.
Yeah. So what I want to do for music for the world is I want to produce, man. I want to create bodies of work that's like soundtracks for people's lives. For the kids. For the kids. That's all for the kids, honestly.
Gotcha. I kind of, you feel me? I was going to go on to the next topic, but I want to touch on something you just said. Why just the kids? I know, I'm pretty sure you're not saying just only the kids, but like, why did you emphasize kids when you just said that?
Because I just remember when I was a kid, and I remember like, it's funny, I remember in 2010, my mom had sent me away to a different country because I was like doing bad. It was like stealing and shit, like, you know.
Demon child.
Not even just mad energetic. You know, you mad energetic, like you do with anything, you know?
Yeah.
Not scared to do shit.
They don't be having time for that.
You don't be having time for that. So I remember my mom sent me away, and I had my iPod, and my iPod had Kid Cudi.
Oh shit.
Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon 2. I just downloaded that before I left. And I was like, this is the soundtrack to this trip, to this journey that I'm on, this part of my journey. And growing up, I'm like, I really want to give that to other kids. You know, I want to give kids a soundtrack, something they can listen to that's guiding them, to make them understand that, yo, shit is cool. Like, it's okay to feel like you want to go steal or feel out of place or be alone or get sent away or anything like that. Right. It'll be fine.
That's the time of your life to experience, explore the most, make all the mistakes you can, and then feel me. Mm-hmm. Just out of curiosity, it's just on that Kid Cudi soundtrack, was the song Day and Night on that soundtrack?
No, that was the first project he had. That was Man on the Moon 1. Man on the Moon 2 had Erase Me, Mojo So Dope,
Okay.
Revolution and Evolution. Oh my God, that was like my favorite thing ever. Mr. Rager, those like my favorite songs. Like
That's dope. Yeah. I don't listen to Kid Cudi much, but I remember around that time I was listening to Day and Night pretty often.
Day and Night.
But it was like 2008, 2009, so I'm fake bugged out. Any other artists aside from Kid Cudi? Talk to me a little bit about Kid Cudi's impact on your life, if you had any. Any other artists that you look towards to for inspiration that you were bumping?
When I was young, Kid Cudi was heavy. Used to love Drake. Obviously, you know, like you're young, you listen to everything. I think it wasn't until I got to high school I started like finding my niche of music that I really love. You know, like just started loving Chief Keef.
Dope.
That's just like mandatory for everybody. Like Chief Keef was that young kid who just seemed grown and did his thing.
Yeah, I want to be like that guy.
Chief Keef, Travis Scott.
Shout out.
Really love Travis Scott.
Different breed.
Party Next Door. I was fireworks.
Sure.
Party Next Door was like super influential to me.
He's dope.
Super dope artist. And then when I started like becoming like who I was, like Lancey Foe and like Playboy Cardi, I really like them. So
Lancey Foe is different. I had a phase with him last summer.
super great artist to me.
He's
super
different.
talented artist.
Gotcha. Yeah. Let's go. Last question on the music tip. You dropped 2 EPs this year. Talk to me a little bit about what it was like creating those EPs and what can we expect for you. Can we expect another EP this year? Let's talk about that.
Those 2 EPs. The first EP was it was called Juma, J.U.M.A. The reason why I dropped that EP and that EP was it wasn't quick. It took a little bit of time, you know, a lot of songs to cipher through. But the reason I dropped that EP was to like, I wanted to like have an EP that's like, okay, if someone was to say, yo, have you ever heard of Juma? That's the one they go to.
Okay.
You know, I have a lot of creativity, but I know how to make polished music too.
Yeah, you do.
You know, so I have an older friend who always tells me like, yo, do your own shit, you know, do creative shit, but make sure you let people know that you can make things that they can always bump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not something new. And that's the goal here. It's like, you know, you want to push the narrative, but also show like we can continue to make great art.
Of course.
So that's what the Juma EP was based on. It's just like, I want people to know that this is what I do.
Right.
You know? And then the Zakat EP was the second EP. That was a very creative, like I was trying to sing, I was mixing, I was producing a lot of different records, I was sampling like things I've never sampled before.
Right.
I was saying things that's like super out of whack, you know, like some things had things to do with women, some had nothing to do with women. You know, some had things to do with God. That EP was really based on creativity, pushing the fact that if you're gonna do something that's for the proof of perfection, do something for the proof of pushing creativity.
Okay.
You know, and that was like more heartfelt, I think.
Well said. Let's talk about the next creative space you find yourself in. Let's talk about the fashion, the clothing. You dress very well. You dress very exotic. A lot of the stuff you wear, I don't think I could pull off. You got a bunch of rips on your pants. I don't think I could pull that off. Before we dive deep into the modeling and the fashion week that you were part of recently, I want to know, what does fashion mean to you? What does getting fly mean to Juma?
Damn, getting fly is like half the battle. Not even like on some music shit, but like on some life shit. It's like, even motherfuckers who's working in Midtown or Wall Street, it's like getting fly is like, it's half the battle. It's like, you get fly, you could be depressed, you know, you could be sad, you could be, you know, the same way music can save you, getting fly can save you. Or wearing something that fits you can save you, that you like, that you feel good in.
Give it that confidence.
That confidence. You know, it's half the battle. Like, when you wake up, you gotta understand it's not, sometimes it's you versus the world, but sometimes it's you versus you.
Don't let that go over your head. Don't let that go over your head. You just said some shit.
It's you versus you, and when it's you versus you, you need to make sure that you win. You know what I'm saying? Not the other one. And whoever, you know who you talking about when, you know, you hear you versus you.
You know, it's your own personal battle, you know.
It's your own personal battle. So what fashion does is it allows you to have a choice with something, it's like, okay, I have a choice.
Right.
Like, you go outside and everyone's battling for the same things, but one thing you can control is how you look and how you act and how you dress.
Right, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And how you treat people or how you interact. So the first thing you want to do is have that appearance of like, whatever you're wearing is either going to garner a compliment or garner like respect, you know?
Right.
And that's what fashion is for me. It's just like another art form.
Okay.
You know?
So you say it's another art form, right? You say that, feel me, what you wear, how you carry yourself is half the battle. Every piece of clothing you wear is a message. So let's talk about the outfit you got on right now. You said that you created the sweater that you're wearing.
Yes.
How did you create that? Why? What is this design on your sweater? Walk me through your entire outfit. Let's go with the sweater first.
So sweater, so I can't say how I created it, can't get too many details, but it's vinyl. This is my last project that I just dropped, Odyssey. I inverted it though, so actually the Odyssey project was a white background and a black cut of these prints.
Dope.
This is me. This is also me, and then this is actually my name in Arabic.
That's tough, bro.
So this is like some new shit that I've been working on. Essentially what this means, Odyssey, is just, it's like the distortion. This is like the distortion that I'm in right now. It's like, you know, trying to fight the demons and, you know, understanding that sometimes it's not a fight between the demons, but it's just understanding that they're there, you know?
Right,
and just beating them daily. It's a daily thing.
Right.
This is me going through the Odyssey and then obviously going to my name, which is, I dropped the project, that was the first project I dropped under my name, Juma. So it's like, okay, going into Juma, you know? That's
Right.
kind of the symbolism behind that.
Gotcha. All right, talk to me about the jeans.
Yo, this is Portal to my mom. Shout out to Fatima.
Shout out Fatima.
Yeah, you already know the vibe.
Yes, sir.
Fatima shit. She had made me these a year or two ago, and I just brought them back out just out of the love.
Right.
For, you know, that was the first person that made me pants ever in my life.
That's dope.
So like, I support everything she does. Like,
That's dope.
that's on.
Shout out Tima. So let's talk about some of the shows that you've been doing. Talk to me about your experience with Fashion Week, your experiences with, you feel me, any type of endeavors that you've done with fashion, whatever you've been able to accomplish. Talk to me about what the past year's been like for you in terms of fashion.
Yo, fashion has accepted me to the highest.
I like that.
I have never like felt accepted before in my life. I never felt accepted without having to show, you know? I kind of was just me and they were like, yeah, you are you.
Right.
And that made me feel so accepted. I think partly because the fashion world is about being different and I'm just like a different looking person.
Right.
Body figure different, say different things, swag is different, demeanor is different. But fashion has accepted me so highly, and I like fashion because it keeps me level-headed upon the music. Music is such a daunting thing because you know, when you work on music, it's not easy because it's like, you know, you're essentially putting your heart into something and expecting people to love it.
Right, and that's hard.
It's hard, but fashion is like, I don't know, modeling is like, people just love you, you know, love you all the time. So
Right.
I guess the love balances, you know.
Right.
But I love the modeling world. I love the fashion world. Everyone's cool. I think the biggest thing about the fashion world that I love is the fact of people are always trying to push.
They just push to the limit, see what crazy thing they could
See
do.
what they could do. I love music too when people do that too. I swear I do. But for me, fashion is so cool because it's like, fuck what everybody's saying.
Right.
You know, fuck everybody. It's art. And the people that are doing that is just like, I love it.
Right. As long as you could swag it out, niggas gonna jack it regardless.
Exactly.
And feel me? And I want to know, what do you hope to get out of the fashion and the modeling? Can we see a Juma clothing brand down the line? Can we see a modeling agency? Can we see you modeling on bigger stages or bigger brands? Get on your Yaya timing where they got the little billboard of you on 42nd Street or whatever street you be on. What's the fashion? What's the future of fashion and modeling looking like for Juma?
Big things. Everything. But let's be specific, right?
Okay.
Boom. high end, brand, everything is coming. My biggest thing is that everything is coming. We have it in line, but one step at a time.
Right, yeah.
Everything at once, I don't even know if I'll be able to handle that. But it's gonna come one step at a time, as it should be. I think you touched on some things like having your own agency and having your own labels and stuff, and like that's definitely in the vision. Being able to one day be able to be that person that's the source.
Right.
The source is everything, because you want to be able to give back. I want to be able to give back. That's all.
That's a fact, bro. Just giving back to like where you came from, like create opportunities for yourself and then being able to create opportunities for others. Just bless them like how you've been blessed. I feel that.
Exactly.
I guess let's talk about your religion. I'm assuming you're Muslim, right?
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
Okay, got you. Talk to me about how important your religion is to you.
Yo, religion, I wouldn't say religion saved my life, but religion definitely is an important study. I grew up going to Catholic school.
Okay.
I grew up going to Catholic school. Or was it a Catholic school? It was like a Protestant
I
school.
only react like that because I know it must have been a difficult transition or an easy one going from that religion to becoming Muslim. I'm curious on knowing how you made that transition.
Oh, I was Muslim my whole life.
Okay.
But my parents had put me in a private school, like 10-kid private school at a church.
Sheesh.
So I would wake up, go to the church, and then at night go to the mosque. So I knew, like, I had learned everything. I was learning everything, and I loved it because it showed me how everything is everything. Everything is the same. Everything is important. When I was at that Catholic or that Christian academy or whatever, the private school, I think it was Protestant. I don't even remember for real. I was learning about things about Jesus. I was learning about God in that form. And then when I'd go to the mosque, I was learning about God in that form.
That's dope. That's a lot for a young child, though.
It was a lot. I was going through a lot of things then. And like being the only African kid in both spaces.
Oh, wow.
So also just feeling left out in that space, in that sense too. But I've grown to see that, they're all important, all religions. I've studied all of them. Even Buddhism, they're all important. I chose the Islamic religion, just because my name is there for a reason.
Right.
But I still believe in karma.
Right.
Talk
a little bit about that. It's like you finish your answer, but you just say some shit where it's like we got to touch on it. I have a follow-up question after that, but talk to me about what you mean and you believe in karma. What does that mean to you?
I just believe that like everything that's coming for you or everything that you've done is coming back to you. And that sounds like negative, like a negative connotation, but everything that you've done in this lifetime is coming back to you.
Sheesh.
So that's why you have to give. Give, because like that's what we're here to do, produce.
Say that. I'm curious. You said that you were going to your Protestant church school when you was younger in the morning and then going to the mosque at night. Were your parents taking you to the mosque or were you just going on your own?
My dad was taking me to the mosque.
Okay, cool.
My dad was taking me to the mosque. Like he would just drop me off.
Gotcha, okay.
Matter of fact, I think he had somebody just pick us up from the crib, like, yo, make sure they go. So, or like my older brother, my oldest brother would be like, yo, like your pops told me to take you out here. So
that's really interesting to me. How you're diving into basically two different religions at such a young age. That's really interesting to me.
Yeah, it was an experience that you only remember once you're out of it.
I don't really know what to say to that, but I know exactly what you mean. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know much about the Islamic religion. I do know that the previous Ramadan and Eid just concluded. If you're comfortable talking about that, what was that experience like for you? From beginning to end, talking about that.
This was my first Ramadan in Harlem. In Harlem, I have a song on one of my EPs called Allah Lives in Harlem.
Oh, that's dope. I like that.
And Harlem, having Ramadan in the city, it really showed me about discipline. It's really hard to keep discipline.
In what ways?
You know, when you're chasing your dreams or you're chasing things that you want, it's hard to just stop everything and say, okay, I'm going to submit to this cause, Ramadan, which I've done for a couple of years, you know. But for a month straight, just stopping eating and stopping everything, it's not easy. I don't ever want to say anything is easy.
You also can't listen to music, right?
You can't listen to music.
Sheesh.
It's very hard. I was listening to music because I had to continue to write, to not lose my sense of creativity.
Appreciate the honesty.
But, you know, even trying not to curse, know other things that, you know, would be haram in that case.
Right.
You know, it was tough, but it really taught me about the discipline level that I have and that I can attain.
Gotcha. All right, bet.
Yeah.
I like to ask this question to all my guests to get a scope of how they're feeling. How's your mental health?
Man, my mental health is all right. I feel like every day's a battle. Every day's a battle. Shit is crazy, like.
Especially in this fucking city?
In this city, every day's a battle. It's like,
oh my God.
You can have the highest of highs and have the lowest of lows in the same hour.
That's a good way to put it. That's a great way to put it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a roller coaster, but I love New York City. I'm from New York originally, and I've lived in a lot of different places, but the thing about New York is like that, always that opportunity of hope.
That's
There's
a
hope.
fact.
There's hope within the people. There's hope within yourself. There's hope in the fact of just understanding that this shit is a day-by-day thing. You know? It's every day. It's like, it's not one day you do it and the next day you don't. It's like every day you got to do a little bit.
Right. That's a fact. There's really no excuse. There's so much, even though it's a lot of, despair in the city, it comes with a lot of hope, a lot of opportunities. There's no reason for you to just get up and just do something.
Exactly.
Positive, negative in some cases, but if you get something out of it, then...
Exactly. I think the same thing.
How grateful are you for your emotional outlets in your creative spaces, like when times do get tough, when you have your lows of lows, when you have your highs of highs, you got a platform to express yourself. How grateful are you for music, fashion, producing, writing, all the avenues of creativity that you find yourself? How grateful are you for those entities?
I'm so grateful. I feel like we said, sometimes it's a blessing and a curse, but it's a blessing first. You know, it's a blessing to be able to create. It's a blessing to have that ability, to have that mind. I'm grateful every day because it's like I got family in Africa, man. Like I got family in East Africa, and they look at me and they like, yo, I wish I could do that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like they hit me up all the time, like, yo, like, do you think I could do that? And it's like,
wow.
That's half of my motivation is like, there's people that don't have the resources that I have that, you know, want to go as hard as me.
That's dope.
I do partly do this shit for them, you know, obviously the kids, but also the ones who are looking at me like, I wish I could do what he does. He does it, you know?
That's dope. So you can't play around with it. There's people looking at you, rooting for you. You're a source of inspiration for a lot of people. So you can't put your foot off. You can't take your foot off the brake, because they can be like, yo, why Juma not doing this? Why Juma not doing that? That's dope. I guess the last question before we get into the quick hitters: where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. So I'm 23 right now. 28. 5 years.
You old.
Definitely super self-sustainable. Super self-sustainable. The ability and the motion to put others on. You know, my whole goal in this is Bob Marley level, humanitarian. You know, obviously make music and give soundtracks, but it's like give out clothes, give out opportunities, create spaces for people who are just like me to just grow, like be on some fly shit or be able to make music or, you know, cribs, different cities.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of plans that we have that will come to fruition. Working with my favorite artists at a high level, doing everything at a high level is really like my that I can give out to them.
Yeah, dope. I bet. Let's go to the quick hitters. Couple of light fun question I want to ask you. Get the human side of you. I feel like I've asked you. I didn't rewatch the interview. I know I asked you a couple of these questions before, but I know there's a couple I did not ask you. So let's go. What's the toughest bar you ever wrote?
Toughest bar I ever wrote. Ooh.
It's tough when you got a lot of tough bars.
I got a lot of bars. I write a lot. Toughest bar I ever wrote. Damn. It really depends. I think on a song I said I had a freestyle that I did a year or two back, and I was like, Fred Hampton on the beat, can't assassinate me. And when I said that, I was like, oh yeah, this is hard, because it's just like Fred Hampton on the beat, can't assassinate me. Obviously that whole like, I guess that's like kind of like a line more than a bar. But it made so much sense to me because it was like in that time period, it was during the riots about George Floyd, and like I heavily have a lot of music that's very like introspective and like boom bap-esque, where I speak about politics and things that are happening in the community.
That's dope. Yeah, let's go on next question. Let's go. If you could, damn, I gotta think. Is there a piece of clothing that you would not wear? And if so, what is it and why?
I try to stay away from things that's too, cause my skin mad sensitive. So like I try to stay things away from things that's too much polyester.
Okay.
If that's what you meant, like fabric.
No. I mean, shit, however you interpret the question.
Yeah, things that's too much polyester, or like, you know, even like if it's like 100% cotton, I don't wear a lot of 100% cotton.
Okay.
To me, things is more how you feel. It can't be one of them things where it's like, oh, I would never wear that, because it's like you never wore it.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I obviously wouldn't wear a dress, but and when it comes to like specific brands, I'm not really that type of person who's like, I don't wear that because that person did this, or it's very much on how the clothes make me feel.
Okay.
You know, it's like music. It's like how it makes me feel, really. You know?
Right. All right. Before I ask this question, have you lived in the Bronx before?
I've never lived in the Bronx.
You've never lived in the Bronx. Okay.
I've never lived in the Bronx.
Damn. I was gonna ask you like, what's the best borough to live in? So I guess we could just go between. But you said that you lived in Brooklyn before.
Yeah.
Brooklyn or Harlem for you?
Yo, the benefits of both are different. Brooklyn, you can have a car to a point in Brooklyn. You kind of have a car. Harlem is kind of hard to have a car. You know.
Right.
And I love having a car. When you've had one, it's like, damn, you never want to give that up.
Man, that's a fact.
I will say that Harlem is very much closer to the city.
Right.
You feel me? Harlem has a lot of community. It's about who you are, you know what I'm saying? What you look for in a home.
Right.
So everyone's different. I don't like to be on the fence about that, but for me so far, the benefits are just different of each.
Right.
I say Brooklyn, because you get a crib.
Okay.
You get a crib, and you can get a car.
I guess that's more your speed.
Sure.
Man, let's go a couple more questions before we wrap up. If you could have dinner with any 5 people, dead or alive, who would they be and why? And I'm pretty sure I asked you this in the last interview, but I want to see the updated version of this question for you.
5 people, dead or alive. Michael Jackson.
Dope.
My grandpa, and I think I said that in the last interview too.
I think you did.
My grandpa. That's crazy. Malcolm X.
Dope.
This is a hard one. Abraham Lincoln.
We taking it back.
Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln. And who else? I know when we finish it, I'm gonna be like, damn, I wish I said him.
That's how it'd be.
Who else? I'm trying to think of like maybe an artist that I love, but I feel like it's more than just the artist that I love. Maybe like Rosa Parks.
Alright. I need you to briefly explain those 5 choices. Why those people?
Michael Jackson, just because I don't know, meeting Michael Jackson or Prince, one of them, but meeting them would just be like a dream come true. You know, like they were the king of music at one point, and it's like just to pick their brain out on how they see things. You know, creating some of the best music on earth. How does it feel? You know,
that's dope.
Malcolm X, because just that conviction. Just being able to speak to someone with conviction like that changes your conviction. Who else? Who did I say second?
I know you say your grandfather, Rosa Parks, and there's someone else I'm forgetting. Abraham Lincoln.
So my grandfather, because I never got to meet him. He died before I was alive. But everyone in my family be saying, you look like him, you act like him. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I love that, but I want to speak to him. You know, I want to just like pick his brain, talk to him. What did he see in the world? You know, because I feel like the more connected you are to your roots, or the more you understand your family, the more you understand yourself.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? As much as you are yourself, you always have these little things about yourself.
Right. That's fine.
Rosa Parks, because she was born on February 4th, and she said no on that bus. She changed the world. So I really need to know what motivated her to just say fuck it, because I feel like they be gassing it up. I feel like she was really like, I'm not even on no civil rights shit, just fuck y'all. And that's why I fuck with her.
That's dope.
Truthfully, like, just that conviction that she had, that I feel like it was way past everything what people thought. She was like, no, for the sake of like, nah, I don't want to do nothing for none of y'all.
That's fine.
You know? Abraham Lincoln, because although he gets a lot of flack for a lot of things he does, he did something that was so pivotal in a humanitarian and a constitutional way, that, you know, we say what we say about him, but I really want to know what his true intention was. You know, true intention.
I like that. Was he doing it to make himself look good? Was he doing it because he really wanted to help the people?
Yeah, I'm big on action. I'm not really big on intention. I'm never like, people are like, yo, my intention was this, or like the intention. I'm big on that, what happened. But you're always gonna hear he did this, he did that. I would rather speak to the person and see what they said.
Dope. You got
last person was.
No, I think you said everything. You said Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, your grandfather, Abraham Lincoln, and
Michael Jackson.
Jackson. You said everybody. 5 great choices, 5 great people. I think the most important part of the question is what y'all eating at that dinner. What's on the menu?
Yo, we eating.
What is Juma cooking?
What am I cooking? I'm gonna cook salad for everybody. Yo, I can't even lie. When I'm with people, I can't even eat like nothing but veggies. Veggies, maybe cut up some like veggie chicken, or like, you know, some string beans. I'm heavy on the string beans.
Fine.
I'm heavy on the tomatoes and onions and adding the spices. There's this thing in my culture called kachumbari. I'm heavy on that. It's just basically like fruit salad with like seasoning. It was fruit salad, but cooked on the stove.
That's fine.
What else? I'm a water guy, but you know, I'm gonna get into some apple juice for sure.
When I want to get a little crazy.
Right, when I want to get crazy, I'm getting into some apple juice. Literally. I don't really drink anymore, so yeah. We eating good. If they want a steak, I cook a steak. I'm nice with steak. That's the only meat I'm good at making.
Okay. Say that, tough. We got a couple more questions before we wrap up. Knowing what you know now, what would you tell the younger version of yourself?
Work hard. Like, you knew what you want to be, you knew what you want to do. Work hard, because you're gonna surprise yourself. You didn't think you would get it, but you can actually get it. It's actually attainable, and you're almost there. The sooner you work, the better you'll get it. Quiet the noise. Quiet the noise. There's a lot of it.
I bet. Who do you want to see next on the Hood Journal podcast?
I want to see my boy Clay, 300 Clay on there. I don't know if you know him.
I gotta get into him. If you telling me, I gotta get into him.
Definitely send you his page. That's my boy.
Say that. I bet. You know this pretty well. With that being said, I'm about to end the interview, but this is the talking shit segment. Anybody want to shout out? Anything want to get off your chest? The time is now. Record is 10 minutes. Tell the people what they want to hear.
Yo, damn.
You have to get up from the
No. Because you know what? I don't really talk my shit. I'm a humble nigga. But at the same time, I'm a New York nigga that was born in New York. So the only way I could get anywhere farther in life is talking my shit.
Indeed.
Literally.
Talk your shit, bro.
And now I can back it up for real. Yo, this year, I'm going to drop one of the best projects ever. It's called Jupiter. It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming. I feel like I'm in a whole different league than these niggas, man. I'm in a whole fucking different league. I know I am. And the worst thing about it is that I'm in a league where that it's all the way out here, and we gonna meet like right there. You feel me? So I'm a fan of everyone that makes music though. Truthfully, I'm a fan of everyone that's doing their thing. I'm a fan of people that are trying to do shit, because there's people who are saying shit and not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not a competition to me. Art shit's not a competition. But I am saying that I'm about to drop something special. And shout out to all my people in Austin. Shout out to all my people. Shout out to SSK. Shout out to all my people in Oklahoma, in the Midwest. Shout out to my people in LA. Shout out to my people in Montreal. Shout out to my people in East Africa. Tanzania nigga doing this shit like it's crazy, yo. You understand? Like, let me talk about shit. I'm a really East African nigga doing this shit. New York City, like, it's never been done before by no one like me. I'm the first. I'm the first of my name. I'm the first of my fucking heritage. So it's like, it's big for us, man. But I really do love this city, man. That's the truth about it. I feel like New York, when they love you, they really love you. You know, the people in New York are so real, so.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Juma, thank you so much for this conversation, for this interview. It was a pleasure talking to you, chopping it up with you, learning more about you on a more personal level. He said he's dropping Jupiter soon. Best project. He said he's going to send it to me before he drop. That's besides the point. Yo, keep on working. Everybody continue to support Juma's work. Support all his creative, whatever he's tapping into, make sure y'all show love. He's doing some great things.
Thank you, guys.
That's a fact. That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
And shout out to bro for pulling up.
That's it.
So call me, then text me, you want me.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Call me and text me, you miss me. I think I'm losing my own damn mind. No time. Yeah. Call me, then text me, you